I see where I'm at today, but I know where I come from. The one thing that made me who I am today is being vulnerable. It's breaking myself down to the absolute rock bottom. Life created this person, me. Life created me to be this fucked up person that I was back in the day. And I had to realize, man, that's okay, man. It's not my fault. Now I gotta go back and fix this shit though. So a lot of this isn't your fault, why you do some things you do, why you feel the way you feel. But no one's coming back to save your ass. You have to go back to where the shit started, wherever that place is for everybody, and have the courage to go back there and start fixing what broke you. And that's when I was like, hey, I'm fucked up. I'm gonna go back and fix this though. I'm amazed at what a human being can actually do. So when I start talking to myself in the third person, it's strictly because I know that I literally made this human being out of just like a whole bunch of scraps. And I wasn't, I wasn't a mechanic. I wasn't a carpenter, so I didn't know how to do any of this shit. I wasn't trained in how to build a human being from nothing. And I started putting this scrap metal together. I'm like, I wonder what the fuck's gonna happen. The first year I tried to do it was all fucked up. And after a while, I started learning more and more and more through pain and suffering. I started learning so much about stuff. Before I knew it, man, I built this beautiful car. I'm like, how the fuck did I do that? And I knew how, and I know how to do it because I have all the tools. Through all the failure I went through trying to build this person who's Goggins. Another thing about growth is you can't hold on to hate. You can't hold on to hate. And see, once you take a different step, so I had to take a step out of my life because once you're in that hell, that's all you see is what's in front of you. When you're in hell, all you see is the little patch in front of you of the kids that are calling you nigger, or the people that spray painted nigger were gonna kill you on your car. People put that shit in your locker. People put that shit on your notebook in Spanish class. That's all you see. So once you take a step back and see the reality of the true ignorance that you're dealing with from a small group of people, that's when you get growth. You know what's funny about me, man? I have zero anger. I'm a passionate guy, but I get it though. The way I talk, the way I come across, I'm an aggressive guy. Anger can't sustain you for a long period of time. Because once you get in a situation, trust me, I tried it before. When you get in a real hard situation and you're miserable, that anger is gone. What comes up is real. The real feeling of who you are and where you're at. So that anger can fuel you for so long. There has to be something so deep in you that drives you. So what really does it for me is I know what we're capable of. And I know that most human beings aren't willing to go where I am. And that's a very, very dangerous thing. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else. Everybody has this talent. It's just realizing that we stop way short of our true potential. So through my life, I realize these things. And I know what gives me fuel is I know that most people who are blessed with so much talent, great parents, great upbringing, didn't come where I come from. They're gonna quit before me. Having all the tools that they have, they didn't have the ability to examine themselves. When you have a fucked up life, it almost forces you to do a live autopsy. It forces you to find strength from places that no one looks from. My own personal life makes me sick. That's why I'm so disciplined now. Without my self-discipline, there is no David Goggins. I cannot stop going to the gym. My mind is set up in a spot where, hey, the second I stop, it wants to stop. Because I had a quitting mind growing up. When you get beat the shit out of you all the time, your mind wants to go to that nice spot where you're comforted, where you're not trying, where shit is easy. That's where your mind, it doesn't want to think. You have all these things in the mind, and the mind can only absorb so much shit. So all the pain it has to go through, it wants to push it away and say, let's not do that. So every day I'm fighting where the mind wants to go. So it's a constant evolution, man. I'm trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm like, oh man, I went through Navy SEAL training being fucked up. I ran over 7,000 miles in 2007 being fucked up. I did pull-up records being fucked up. Now that the mind is so fucking strong, let the body catch the mind. So that's now where I'm at. So I'm always trying to reinvent the wheel and see what I'm capable of next. It's how you look at it. And I looked at my shit was, this is the perfect training ground to being a man. And a lot of people do not think the way I do, and that's fine. I'm not asking to be David Goggins, trust me. But the thing is, I looked at my hardships as challenges. Once I got over the pity party, because I went through that phase. I'm a normal human being. But I realized that got me exactly where I was at, even worse. As I looked at those challenges the way most people do, woe is me. Why the fuck can't I get a break? Why? I wished I was better. I wish my parents were better. I wish I had a better education. I wish this, I wish that. I started realizing, how can I fucking figure out how this shit can fucking work for me? So the one thing we don't do is when we're in that dark place is a great learning environment. If you can sit back in a dark place and find quiet to just think, there's so much power in your failures, in your fucking, in your suffering. Because why? You're still alive. You're still fucking here. So you gotta look at that shit as, my God, man, this is power, man. Like, now I gotta flip this shit. How many men would be able to do what I'm about to do, what I'm about to try to do? Like, literally, what gave me strength was when I was at the worst of my worst. How many men would even fucking say they want to try to be a Navy SEAL? I'm at the worst spot of my life. Like, I can't even walk down the street, let alone run down the street. And I'm gonna now call a recruiter up and try to be a SEAL. There's a lot of power in that. But people don't see it there. They see, man, that's stupid. You know who you are when there's no motherfucker out there when you're running. And you're at mile 75 of a 150-mile race, ain't nobody cheering for you. You're broken, you're fucking defeated. It's you and you alone in your fucking head. And I stayed that way for the better part of 30 fucking years. Trying to figure this shit out. And once you figure it out, you look at your, everybody says, hey, so you're all broken now. You know, is that how you want to be? Yep. Yep. If you could feel, if I could put my brain in your fucking head, you said the same fucking thing. You would no longer think I was fucking crazy. You no longer think I was sadistic. You realize, motherfucker, this guy found it. He found it. We're all looking for this feeling. People see, oh my God, you look in his eyes, you see like almost an emptiness. What you see in me is fucking real life. That's why a lot of people resonate with me, because I skip through all the fluff. I skip through all the fluff. Fuck that. I can't fluff shit. I can't. Why? I don't know what that is. Life didn't present me with fluff. So I'm expressing to you what I know a lot of us are going through. A lot of us are going through fucking hell. Maybe not as bad as me, maybe worse than me. You need to go to fucking war with yourself, man. At the end of that fucking war, you'll sit back all damaged and bruised and scarred up and fucked up, and maybe your psoas muscles so tight that you may lose 2 inches on your fucking body. Who knows? But then that fucking war, you're gonna sit back on a couch, maybe have a fucking glass of water. If you drink a beer, you drink a beer. The war may be 30 fucking years, but when it ends, you will know what the fuck it's all about then. And then you'll find your fucking peace. You'll find your fucking peace then.
Discipline is a critical factor. And it allows us to win on the battlefield. And it allows us to really win everywhere, in health, in business, in fitness, in jiu-jitsu, in life. You gotta got to maintain the discipline.